Lesson 11 of Calligraphy for Beginners, Common Radical Parts. Hello, classmate. I am the teacher of the introductory calligraphy class, Jiangsu. Welcome to the 11th lecture. In the previous 10 lessons, I talked about Aoyang Zun's style. So starting today, I will spend for classes to explain the regular script of common radical. In this class, we will talk about, for radical characters, the two-dot radical. Three-dot radical would radical, hand radical. As usual, I will tell you a story first. Have you noticed the great name of calligrapher Wang Shizi in our calligraphy class appears quite frequently? Of course, the title of the calligrapher saint is not for nothing. Wang Shizi was a famous calligrapher. Meanwhile, he was also an expert in educating his sons. Wang Ziji's seventh son Wang Xianzi began to learn calligraphy from his father at the age of 7. By the age of 14 or 15, his calligraphy was already excellent. At this time, he showed some complacency, thinking that he wrote very well. He wrote a large character on the paper and showed it to his father, Wang Shizi. Wang Shizi smiled slightly. He added a dot under the character Tai, and it became a Tai character, and told him to show it to his mother. Wang Xianzi didn't know why, happily took it to his mother. His mother, who was doing needlework, just glanced at it and asked Wang Xianzi, "Is this your handwriting?" Wang Xianzi nodded. Mother said, "You have improved, like the dot in the word Tai has your father's skills in it." Xianzi was shocked, knowing that he was far from his father. So he went to his father and asked for advice, how to write well, and asked him. His father pointed to the 18 large water jars at home. The secret to writing is in the 18 jars of water. As long as you finish grinding ink in 18 jars, your writing will naturally improve. After writing 18 jars, his calligraphy was great. He became a great calligrapher, the number one under the calligraphy saint. He is famous for running script and cursive, but also had a deep foundation in regular script. Okay, the story of Wang Xianzi and 18 jars of water is over. The first radical is the two-dot radical.
Let's first look at the position of the first dot.
After the horizontal.
And end with a right dot. But when you finish writing, you should tilt it to the left.
The pick should be small to echo the next stroke.
Pay attention to the relationship between the first and second strokes.
Pull it up. Let's observe these two dots. They are not aligned vertically.
The first is off-center, and the second one is outside.
So the direction of this lift
Is related to the direction of the next stroke.
everyone should pay attention.
The distance between the two dots can't be too far.
Let's choose the word.
The character Bing in Ju Chen Gong to demonstrate.
Hang in and bring it left.
Press down and lift up.
And lift the pen.
Pay attention not to lift the pen too long.
The two dots should be written with a dot feeling.
Okay.
The direction is very important.
The last stroke, the direction of
Should be related to the beginning of the next stroke.
Write it down. The vertical hook is small.
and the left stroke.
For the character shui, make sure the left stroke doesn't touch the vertical stroke, and the right stroke should touch the vertical stroke. Let's talk about the three-dot water again. Let me show you first. Pull it to the left. Press down and bring it out. Press vertically and bring up. Let's draw an auxiliary line as well. The first point is still off the line. 2 and 3. And 2 and 3 are on a vertical line. Their centers of gravity are on a vertical line. Okay, the 3 dot, we can imagine it as a cloud in the sky. There is a lot of water inside. So when there's too much water, it will rain.
Okay.
When the wind blows, the raindrops fall. At this time, the raindrop is falling in the process. It moves to the left side and goes down and falls to the ground. After the branch falls to the ground, the sun comes out and evaporates the water vapor and return to the sky. We can imagine such a scene. When writing the radical of 3 drops helps us to find the position of the stroke and the direction of the stroke. Now we put the 3 dots in this place close to the center line to compare them. The first dot is placed here. The second point is slightly to the left. The third dot is aligned with the second dot upward. Okay. So the position relationship between them is like this. Next, we choose the character mu in Jiu Cheng Gong to demonstrate. When writing the 3 dot radical, the first and second points should be closer vertically. The distance between 2 and 3 is a bit far.
The horizontal line and the second point are on the same line.
The vertical stroke. And write it upright. Good. And with a hook. Shorten the left. Be longer.
Next, let's talk about the radical of mu.
The short horizontal stroke starts upward.
The vertical hook should start high.
Connect with the right side of the horizontal stroke.
Finish with a small hook. Pay attention to the position.
A little bit below the intersection of the horizontal and vertical.
Start writing.
The position of the short stroke. A little bit lower than the starting point of the left. To leave a distance between the horizontal and the dot.
Okay, let's write it again.
Now let's choose the character Jiang in Jiu Cheng Gong
to demonstrate.
Notice that these 2 horizontal strokes are at the same height.
And the angle is same. The right one starts higher.
Notice the bend of the vertical stroke goes inward.
The foot is strong and stretch out. Now let's talk about the radical.
The form of the radical is similar to the radical of wood. The intersection of the horizontal and vertical hooks is right.
At the end of the stroke, make a small hook.
Notice the position of the last lift should be low.
Pull it up and end it after lifting the pen. Just a little bit of a tail coming out. Don't extend too much. Let me do it again.
Pay attention to the position of the cross.
Notice the angle of the lift. The vertical stroke.
Let's choose the character Fu in Jiu Cheng Gong as an example. Pay attention to the distance.
The left and right parts.
The length of these horizontals, the angle and inclination
direction are basically the same, right? The vertical stroke and right, the no longer. Today, we talked about radical and strokes.
Are an important part of the character structure.
When practicing, try to put the radical.
In a word, to train them.
You need to understand the role.
Role in the character. Okay, that's all for today's class.
See you next class.